Before I start this quick video tour, I want to show you a moment here. I love capturing these little moments where insects are just doing their thing, but they normally do. And these bees find these dandelions quite irresistible, so I try to keep a few of them around. But this is not your typical honeybee, the honeybees that are a little chubbier and bigger. So these bees are smaller and more and a little more slender, or maybe they're just little honeybees that are growing. I don't think so. I think it's just a different species of bees here in the Garden of Usher. I haven't really been enjoying the plants in my garden, though I've been taking care of them. I've been looking after them as I always do. I have been spending more time on the bird bath. The bird bath is taking up all my time, believe it or not, but I still tend to my plants. I'm just not enjoying them as much as I should. And in this video, you'll see that the lawn is brown. The ground is brown because it's a choice that I make. I don't want to water the lawn because I rather use the water on the plants. And this is one of the crepe myrtles, and this was the first one that I've ever planted, and it's called Brahm because Brahm was the one that helped me dig when I was planting this crepe myrtle, and I believe it's 3 years old, and it's just showing the first signs uh, of bloom, and it's beautiful. The dark foliage and the red flowers are just beautiful. So this is the Heuchera Black Pearl, and I'm not really liking it. Even though I have it under a tree, it's still not performing, and I'm not liking the color. It looks too green, so I might give up on Heucheras completely because they don't do well here in my garden, I guess. And this is the other star jasmine that I just planted. It's barely it's waking up and it's already climbing up, so I think next year it'll hopefully reach the top of these trellises, but it's doing great so far, and I wasn't going to doubt it because I think these plants are they're just very hardy, and these are just some potted plants that I have. And this is the Echeveria autumn flame, and the hummingbirds love this succulent. It's the only one that has done really well for me, and as you can see, it keeps flowering. So it's the best looking one. I've had a few of them. Some I had to throw away because they just weren't performing. And they seem to do better in pots, I think. And this one, it's not doing as well either. And right here on your left-hand side is the star jasmine. It's doing well. It already bloomed. So I did cut it back a little bit. I shouldn't have, but I did. And right there's the Lonicera japonica. And here are some of the Spanish lavenders. They did bloom already also, so I did cut them back a little bit. Maybe I'm doing too much with the cutting backs. And this is the second black diamond crepe myrtle that I planted, and this one probably will not bloom this year. Doesn't seem like it will, but it's on its way, and I hope it'll get bigger, and we'll see how it does. Believe it or not, I'm loving the parched look of the garden right now because it tells me that it's summer. It goes well with the summer heat that we've been having, and it's beautiful. It's a different look for the garden, and I love this area of my garden. It's very Gothic. I love how those plants are coiling around those Gothic arch trellises. And this Japanese honeysuckle, I know a lot of people are afraid of it. They say it's invasive, but just like anything, you just, as long as you keep it under control, you constantly prune it, you constantly look after it, you shouldn't be having problems with it because it is beautiful. It's been a staple here at the Garden of Usher. The hummingbirds love it, and it keeps blooming and blooming and blooming, and it smells divine. And this is Audrey Rose. That's the name I've given this rose bush. It bloomed already. It was heavily blooming, but now it's quite dormant, and it doesn't look happy. Maybe it's getting too much shade, but I will try to figure something out to liven it up. And it is showing signs of life again. So maybe right now it's just going through a resting phase, and maybe I need to get rid of some of those dead leaves. But I'll show you here in a moment. Okay, so I see signs of life there, and so we'll see how well it keeps performing throughout summer, whatever's left of summer. And up next, I'm going to show you one of the euonymus green spire. It's not doing too well. This area here, the soil is very clayey. Maybe it's getting too much water, so I'm blaming it on that. But I'm going to make a separate video of this euonymus green spire. And here, this is the Loenisaurus sempervirens, which is the American honeysuckle. It also goes by the name of Major Wheeler. I think in general, honeysuckles are very hardy plants. They're very tough. They're very vigorous growers. Look how much this one has grown. So I'm thinking next year it'll reach the top of this obelisk, and it is just doing magnificently. So happy with this plant. And this is the other euonymus green spire. This one is doing a little bit better, but I'll figure something out. And this is the Leucadendron ebony, and it is just doing a great job here. It is loving this heat, this scorching summer heat, and I'm really happy with it. It makes me really happy just looking at it, that it is enjoying something that I enjoy as well. And this is another area of my house just to show you some of the other lavenders that I have. They're Spanish lavenders. And those rose branches they're there for the cats so that they don't dig up my poor plant. And it's working a little bit. And that's another Spanish lavender. And I just planted them this year. So let's see how well they do. And these are some of the Aeonium arboreums, and they're in a dormant phase right now. And I believe they do better in pots, but when it's time for them to bloom and come to life, they really do well in the ground as well. And as you can see, they look really kind of not so good right now, but the ones that I have in the pots, they look much better. So hopefully once this summer is over and fall arrives, they will be coming back to life again, because believe it or not, they are a winter plant. They show off their best color and rosette at that time. And that will be it for this video. I will continue to work on the bird bath, and hopefully I get it done soon. I just want to finish it already so I can start other projects, and I'll definitely keep you posted.